Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for taking a look at this video. This is a demo for Breath Applied Mobility. This is a program that I've been working on. It's actually taken about 2 years to make this come to fruition. I've been working with one of the most talented physical therapists that I've ever met. Her name is Dr. Nicole Woodard. She is a physical therapist, and also she does a lot of mobility coaching, a lot of different kinds of coaching for athletes that are, especially the high level athletes that are marathon runners, that are obstacle course racers. But specifically, she really works with a lot of people in CrossFit. So she sees a lot of different movement patterns. She sees a lot, just basically everything there is to see. She's seen it. And so a few years back, she and I got together, and actually I was having a problem with my meniscus. I had torn a meniscus, and I was about to go climb a mountain barefoot with this crazy guy you probably know who I'm talking about. And she said, "Oh, that's really interesting." And we started talking about the things that we do, because I was very fascinated in how she did what she does, and she was fascinated in breath work as well, cold training, and all these things together. And over the years, we formed a friendship, and we started to really think about how we can put these things together that we love so much, these things that have affected us so much. And we started to see patterns that we see in our own particular clients. A lot of times, I'm a breath worker and a breath coach. You might know me from the book, a Practical Guide to Breath Work, or my YouTube channel. And I have seen a lot of very poor movement patterns in my time. And I'm also a personal trainer and a nutrition coach. So I do coach people in a lot of different ways. And some of the stuff that we tend to see is a lot of the same things over and over again, whether you're an athlete or whether you're, just the average Joe, just going to work, trying to live life. We see a lot of these same things. And actually, whenever we started this program, we started it thinking, okay, we're going to develop this program for athletes. But the deeper we got into it, the more we saw that what we did really started to work synergistically. And what that means is we started to see that there's more than just a benefit with these two things. You started to see other elements of your life coming into play as well. And one of those things is specifically your ability to focus. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you a basic overlook, just a kind of a view of some of what we do in this course. And this is a course that right now we're looking for beta testers. And so we're allowing, let's see here, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Right now we are allowing multiple, oh, hey, that's me. We are allowing multiple people to be beta testers. And we're looking for beta testers. And what I'm allowing is 20 people from my mailing list and 20 people from the Patreon club. Both of you guys will have gotten this either posted in Patreon or sent to you via the emailing list, and you're going to receive a discount code. Once 20 people sign up for both on both ends, that discount code will be discontinued and you won't be able to get in for the beta, and you'll have to wait until we release this to the grand public. But for right now, we are in beta. And so what that means is we are looking for people to help us find the problems. And for that, we're willing to give you an enormous discount on the content. Now, what we've done is we have combined the highest level of mobility training and some very simple yet profound breathing training. So you're not going to get, this is not the same thing as, for instance, if you were to go and try to learn, like for instance, my breath mastery course, where you're learning a deep dive into breath work. What you're learning here is specifically how to use breath work in conjunction with your movement patterns. And so, for instance, this is on the GuruCan app. Some of you guys are familiar with that if you've taken my breath mastery course. And this is an 8-week course. And the thing about it is, it's not necessarily over in 8 weeks. It's just that we take you from week 1, where we're really just getting down the fundamentals, the foundations of breath, the foundations of mobility exercises. And we take you to all the way through week 8. By the time you get to week 5, 6, 7, and 8, you are doing what we would consider the complete the fullest level of these workouts. But we don't want you to start that way, because ultimately we want you to get really good at doing these two things separately, and then over time you're going to combine them. And then once you get the hang of these types of routines that we do, that's whenever you really start to see the changes in your life. So in this course, this is completely done by video. We do ask that whenever you try being in this beta course, you're going to see, this is Dr. Woodard here. She's going to give you information specifically on upper body mobility, lower body mobility. We go through multiple things when it comes to how breath work works. Hey, who's this crazy guy here? Oh, cool. There's this guy here for breathing applied mobility. Oh, that's when my beard was a little bit bigger. Again, this has taken 2 years to put together. A lot of programming and a lot of experimentation on our parts. So there's a great deal of education on both of these things, even separately. So there's a lot of value in the fact that even if you were to look at this in, I just want to learn more about breath work, or I just want to learn more about mobility, you get a lot of those foundational things that literally just, they're the things that so few people, and this is the thing about this course, so few people are willing to employ. But if you employ these things in your life and you make them part of your daily routine, like the compounding interest effect is fantastic. Eventually you're going to get, we'll take a look at week 7. Eventually you get to a calendar where you're doing various workouts, and you're working through these. And not to mention, you've got these Monday through Saturday, but also these are the main workouts, but you'll also have other workouts that you can put into place of these if you'd like, in addition to additional things that you can do with your breath. Now, most of this is going to be you following along with us. Okay, this is where we are just guiding you along. You get to see me and her. We both take turns guiding, and we take turns on the floor, or basically trying to do these practices and techniques ourselves. There's guided breathing sessions that you're going to do on a daily basis to try to work on the CO2 tolerance, that are audio. So you've got some video homework each day, and you've got some audio homework each day. And each day, each week, you'll get new drip content. And that keeps you from moving too far in advance, which, hey, we all want to do. We all want to see what happens next. But hey, listen, it's in our best interest to not go too far too fast. We want to learn this over time. We want to employ this. We want this to be something that it enriches your life. It's not something that is going to, you just look at it for the information and then, okay, I'll just forget about it. It's not necessarily a simple technique. It's a concept that we've put together that once you get into it, once you start to, it's kind of hard to exactly say what it is. Okay. So I've said, hey, it's mobility and it's breath work. Yes, it is. But once you get into it, you start to notice, oh, okay, it's working on this thing now. Oh, I've noticed my ability to focus. One of the big things you're going to notice is that your ability to focus just in life is going to improve, and your risk reduction. One of the things that we oftentimes we don't think about too much is how interconnected our movements are to our breathing, and how breathing is interconnected to our movements, and how if we can master these two things, we can make huge changes in how we feel. Now, this is something, like I said, we started this off thinking, okay, this is going to be for athletes only. But eventually we started to realize this is something that even if you, like for a lot of us, we have really bad posture, right? And if you've taken my breath mastery course, you know that posture is a huge thing that affects how we breathe and ultimately how we interact in the world. It's also, when it comes to our mobility, it's one of the biggest reasons why we have injuries in everyday life and in the gym. So these are all interconnected, and these are things that we are working on in this particular course. So just to kind of move you forward, so you can be guided along, I'm not listening. You can't hear the audio, so you're not hearing exactly how the breathing is happening, but I'm doing the breathing technique as I'm doing this, and we're counting off the breath for you as you go about in this program. And I promise there's more than just one technique that you learn in here. But basically what we've done is we've taken these techniques, we've combined them in a way that ultimately after 8 weeks, you should feel some major differences, not just in one way or another. Like there's gonna be multiple ways you feel a difference. And this is one of the coolest things, one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it, because life is lived through our bodies. Right? Life is lived through our bodies. When you think about like, okay, I'm going to win the lottery, I'll win $1 million, or maybe I'm going to have the perfect spouse or the perfect life, or some kind of a fantasy that you're shooting for. Something, maybe not even a fantasy, but something that you're shooting for in life. Some great thing that you would sure love to have happen to you, right? Think about this. When you're thinking about that, you're not sick, right? You're not aching just to sit up or to stand up, right? In that dream, like you're able to enjoy all of this. And so your life is ultimately lived through how we feel. And so these sessions are generally pretty short. They don't take a lot of time out of your life. One of the things we really wanted to focus on is making it something that's realistic. Especially because this began as a project for athletes, we wanted to make sure, we know athletes had an enormous amount of things they already do, and we didn't want to add to that too much. So it took a long time for us to really whittle it down. What are the core things when we're working with the principles that we're working with? What is the core essence of breath applied mobility? What is the core essence that will give you that end result? And we believe we have it. And so what we're looking for right now is beta testers. So this is in an email, or this is directly in the Patreon club. Take a look at, there is a discount code below. You can get into this for an incredibly low price. And literally, here is what we ask of you. Okay, so all we ask is, first of all, do all of the things, right? Go into it, use it. Don't just buy it and then never use it again. There's a lot of research out there that a lot of people buy courses and then never use them. If you're a beta tester, we are charging you, but you are getting way more than the amount that we're charging you. And so we do ask, first of all, please use the course every single day. Actually follow along, because we want your feedback at the end of this, okay? In 8 weeks, we would love to know, first of all, were there any bugs in the program? Did the app work? What wasn't working? What is working? And of course, as you're doing this course, and beta testing, email us in real time. Don't wait till week 8 to make that email happen. Email us in real time and say, okay, whenever I click on this and I'm in week 3, this isn't working. We expect that. There's going to be some bugs. That's normal. That's just a part of this process. So, but anyway, so that's part of it. Another thing we want you to tell us about as you go, you might say, hey, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do in week 2, or I'm not sure what this means, or anything that you don't understand, anything that you find to be difficult to decipher. We want this to be a very easy to follow along with course. We don't want you to feel like you have to get an encyclopedia out or try to guess what we're asking you to do. We want it to be very clear. And then also, if you could give us a video feedback, right? Give us a testimonial. If you're pleased with it, if you think it's a great product, even if there was a few bugs maybe in the app or on the website, right? We had some technological bugs. Okay, after 8 weeks, how do you feel? Would you recommend this to your friends? And so at the end of that time, we're going to ask that you get back with us. Maybe you even give us some videos of you doing the exercises. We would love to be able to share that on our social media. We would love to be able to share that with other people who are not sure, what's this whole thing about? What's this thing? Sometimes whenever you're doing something that's somewhat revolutionary, something that is new and different, something that really hasn't been done so much before, it's difficult to explain what the product is. And even though we know what it is, because, Dr. Woodard and I have been working on this for 2 years now, it's sometimes difficult for us to put it into words. So help us figure out how to explain, what is this program? Any feedback that you can give, we want it. Not just positive, but also, hey, I feel like, there's an issue here, or have you, during this video, I feel like this is too much or not enough, or we would love any kind of feedback that you can give us. That's something we do kind of expect in exchange for being beta testers and getting the extreme discount. The cool thing is, whenever you're beta tester, you will also get all of the upgrades. So you will have the course forever, even, so the course won't stay in the beta mode. You don't just get the first draft, right? You get to go through it as a beta tester. But when we make the upgrades, when we make the changes or any updates that we need to make, you get to keep the course. So you get to keep the course, even though you're taking it in the beta, you will also get to keep the final version of the course. And anytime we update it, anytime we do anything to it, whatever it is we do to make it better over the years, you are already in there for the beta tester price. So we really do appreciate your help, and we're asking for it now. So again, take a look at the coupon code underneath this post in the email club. If you signed up for my email list on jessecoomer.com, if you're not signed up yet, please sign up on jessecoomer.com. And there will be a coupon code here for your discount. Or if you're in the Patreon club, take a look at your discount. Okay. If you've not signed up for the Patreon club, let me just give you a little, I don't know. This is just so you know, the discount for being in the Patreon club will probably pay for a year of being in the Patreon club at the lowest tier. I'm just saying it's that big of a discount if you're in the Patreon club. So if nothing else, it's a great excuse to join the Patreon club if you haven't already done so. Okay, guys. So that is the program. It's Breath Applied Mobility. And again, we are asking for beta testers to help us find out what are the flaws, what are the positives, the negatives, what should we change, what should we keep the same. We want your voice, because we want this to be the product that we know it can be. This product is something that, like I said, we've worked on for 2 years, and it's been 2 years in development. So I really do appreciate you guys for watching this. If you have questions, you can reach out, but please remember that there's only going to be 20 from the mailing list and only 20 from the Patreon club that we're going to allow in there. And as soon as those are taken up, we are closing out the beta testing discount. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching.